Hello, very good morning and welcome to Adama Newspaper Highlights. Today, Friday, 24th of March 2017. This is Edward with the highlights of today's English newspapers. As usual, we have three leading daily newspapers for the highlights: Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. The main headline says, President to take crucial decisions soon, says Yapa. Vital political and economical decisions in the offing. Has been patient for 2 years. Will fulfill people's desires in the next 4 years. President Maithripala Sirisena is to take several crucial politically and economically important decisions over the next few weeks, State Minister of Finance Lakshman Yapa Abeyewardena revealed yesterday. In response to a question why President took so long to take such crucial decisions, the minister said when a head of state takes decisions, he has to consider various aspects, including his own stability. He said now the people of the country are of the opinion that it is the right time to take changes on some crucial issues. Vimal's hunger strike continues. NFF leader and MP Vimal Veeravansa is continuing the hunger strike that he started in the remand prison. Prison's Commissioner General Nishant Dhanasinghe said yesterday. Prove innocence before going on hunger strike. Vijayadasa on Vimal. Justice Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa said yesterday MP Vimal Veeravansa should prove in court that he had not misused a single state vehicle instead of going on a hunger strike. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. The main headline says, UNHRC resolution on Sri Lanka adopted without a vote. Government secures 2 years to strengthen transitional justice process. The resolution on Sri Lanka at the United Nations Human Rights Council, submitted by US with Montenegro, the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, United Kingdom, Northern Ireland and Sri Lanka, was adopted yesterday without a vote in Geneva. The passage of the resolution A/HRC/34/L.1 titled Promoting Reconciliation, Accountability and Human Rights in Sri Lanka gives Sri Lanka 2 years to gain greater momentum and sustained progress on the international justice process, which will include establishing measures for seeking truth and justice. Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Harshadi Silva thanked member states of the Council and the observer states of the UNHRC session for extending their support to adopt the resolution by consensus. Hambantota Port agreement runs into another glitch. Cannot be signed without amending SLPA Act. Cabinet note for basic framework. The Hambantota Port agreement will face yet another obstacle before being signed, as State Minister for Finance Lakshman Yapa Abeyewardena yesterday said that the agreement could not be signed without amendments made to the Sri Lanka Ports Authority Act No. 51 of 1979. If signed without amendments to the Act, the agreement would be illegal, said Abeyewardena. Russia pledges to enhance economic cooperation. President Putin extends support to President Sirisena's policies. Sri Lanka and Russia pledged to enhance long-term economic cooperation and affirmed to build a strong foundation to take bilateral relations to a new height. These sentiments were expressed during the historic meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and President Maithripala Sirisena at the Green Room in Kremlin, Russia yesterday afternoon. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. 150 million rupees rent for ministry buildings. Another 25 million rupees for abandoned complex. The government pays an estimated 150 million rupees as monthly rent for buildings that house ministries and their affiliated officers, Parliament was told yesterday. This was revealed through a document tabled by the Chief Government Whip and Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Mass Media, Gayantha Karunathilaka, on behalf of the Ministry of Finance in response to a question raised by Janatha Vimukthi Peramuna MP Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa. US resolution adopted without a vote. Sri Lanka pledges government-led processes with international engagement. The Sri Lanka co-sponsored 30/1 resolution promoting reconciliation, accountability and human rights in Sri Lanka was adopted unanimously without a voting process at the 34th UNHRC session in Geneva, granting the government of Sri Lanka a 24-month extension to implement the resolution, a rollover of the obligation spelled out in October 2015. When the resolution was tabled, the UNHRC president said 36 additional nations had come forward to support the draft to be adopted. Indiscipline during school matches. Collective responsibility needed. It is the responsibility of parents, principals, teachers and old boys to ensure that male students do not harass their female counterparts during the big match season, Minister of Law and Order Sagala Ratnayaka said. During the big match season, the police traditionally ignore the high-spirited behavior of some students. However, the government has to ensure that law and order is maintained and that discipline in the school system does not collapse. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to other newspaper highlights.